Okay, so what we're doing today is we're going to do the guard trim. So basically, later on I'm going to put way bigger tyres in this. I want to run 35s to 37s. And a lot of people get scrubbing right here and here on their guards. And sometimes even up here. So what you do is you cut the whole inner piece off there. Like that. I watched another video on it. You cut all that off right down to there. And then you bend it from on that line there, and then it's just that line gets bent all the way. You snip it here and here, and then you push it in. And if you look in here, where that is, I've already done it to the rest of the inside this inner wall piece. So that one there is actually already lined up with this line here. And yeah, I'll show you when I take it off. Okay, we've just taken the guard off. You got, I think it's go around about 10 bolts per guard. So I don't have all my bolts in at the minute, but the tools you need to take it off is just a 12mm in an extension, because right here you got this bolt, it comes through, so we've got to open the door to get to that one. Or if you don't have a door on, you'll get to it pretty easy. My door's just being a little bit funny. There we go. But yeah, so you need to open up your door and you can get to it right there. And then there is two down here, that one and that one. And then you have your 5 up here. Sorry, 4. 4 up here, and then there's 1 down in front of your light, behind your light, sorry. So you got these 2, and then the rest are up on top, and then there's 1, you see that little thing right there, it comes off of there. And then these are all just clips, the rest of the holes are clips. And then, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this off first. You just cut that line right there, and you leave that little lip on it, so you don't get what's it called? Anyway, you guys understand. But yeah. Okay. All right. And all you need to do this is 10 snips. This stuff is like light as, and if you do it with a grinder or a little sawzall or like a little, just anything that like turns, or instead of these, you'll get a heap of little, like what's it called? Little files that come out off of it. So what will happen is you'll get like rust and stuff in there unless you paint it. But this just does a really neat job, because it's not ripping it apart, it's just a snip. So it's a lot better for keeping it non-rusted. Yeah, so this bit here is pretty self-explanatory. You just want to cut along here. I've only seen 2 people do this so far, so this is a new one for me too. I ended up, stand up, going and getting your left hand 10 steps so you can snip this way. And these are your right hand 10 steps. And yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, so then you can come from this side across to that side. Because, I better go on this side. I'm a right-handed, and you guys can't see, but I've got a left. And then that's where you take off, and the back straight. It's just the inner line, and it'll come off early and shit, but yeah. And then you're left with about, what would that be? 3-4 mil of lip there, which I actually don't mind, but mine's not painted. So if you're doing this, you gotta run some kind of paint over this later, otherwise you'll get rusty. Okay, so what I have done is these guards will come up like this on your normal cruiser, come to here, and then they'll kick out. And usually you got a little piece of plastic in there, right? So what you want to do is you want to cut from the kick out, where it goes straight, you want to cut straight. And there'll be a ridge right here. You follow this along, don't cut this off, because that's for something. I don't know what it's for, but I wasn't going to cut it off. and then you just want to cut a straight line. Unlike mine, it's a little bit, but yeah. And then these holes here are in it from factory. I did not put them in it, and then it curves out about here, it starts curving out. You just do the same space of holes all the way across, and then and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bit of rubber, and I'm going to use either bolts or clips, big plastic clips, and then I'm just going to clip it all in, and it can come right out. And these here, when this is sitting on there now, because these guards drop down like this and then come out. So when you cut it back to here, it actually lifts it to the perfect height for that ridge there. So then when you bend this in, so then you'll have holes all in here for your rubber to clip onto. Then this line here will line up perfectly with this line here. So your rubber will come straight out instead of coming out and then kicking down to this guard now, how it is now. But yeah. And then back here, down right here on your normal cruiser, it'll come down like this, right into the tyre, so you can't fit big tyres in it. And then it'll kick back like this. Like that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it'll go to about here and then it'll kick up. So what you want to do is I just got a floor jack, no, not a floor jack, a car jack, put it in there, put it against here, and just wound it up and then snip this back flat. So this bit here is usually a big hole. So if you look at yours will be like a big, this will come out like this and then up. So you want to snip it off so it's straight like that, straight the whole way over, like, and then you want to get your jack in there and just push that bit back. And then all this is going to have screws, well, or clips. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but it's going to be held up to this line the whole way over. And then rubber will run right out past the wheel about that far, so you don't get that crap flicking up the side of your car. And I want to bolt it on straight onto your rail. So yeah, your all-round rails that run around and over the wheel, I want to bolt the rubber onto that too, so it gives it a bit of extra. Yeah, okay. And then with this, see this bolt hole here, and the plate that little bolt's on, get that bloody light out of there, runs back to here. So you just want to cut from here back. So then you cut, my line's a bit off there, should be about there. You cut that right up to about here, and then you just snip this whole piece right here straight off, and I'll do that now. Okay, there you go, you guys can see. Okay, so you just want to feel it's right, so you're cutting this hole off at the end here, and you just want to make sure that your snip line, which you know, use this side, so get a perfect line with that, and then just slice up straight up towards that. And then from here, you want to bend all that just straight back in. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to get a perfect bend on that bit there, but I reckon it will just bend. Like it will do a pretty perfect bend by itself. But this bit here, I'm going to leave it on. Oh, should I take that off? Let's just have the keys real quick. Because when I bend that back straight, I might just slice it off on an angle, so if I need to, I can hook that up later. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll go from about here. So just where this card curves, that's what I'm going to do. And then run it back on an angle. Okay, so that's what I've done. I'll keep all these bits, and then I'm just going to cut this straight across from the middle right there. That's our first issue right there. bend from this line here to this line, so it follows this a little bit, but that's our bend line. So it's not the end of the world if it doesn't do it perfectly, but yeah. And that little thing right there is going to be... You need these ones so you're up on an angle, because if you get these ones, they run straight with your handles, whereas this one runs off to the side a little bit more, like that. You can't get this one because it catches on your screw, whereas this screw is up above where the metal runs through past here. This one isn't, it runs straight onto it every time. But yeah. Right, now we're going to bend this bastard. So all I've done is just bend it to this bend, right? I've got one in the middle of here, one where it goes to straight, one where it goes to the next straight, and then there, and then this one, and then I didn't cut anywhere here, I just cut to here. So this is all one big bend, little cut bend, and then one big bend, and then little cut bend. But yeah, so that's it so far, and then I'll just get rubber mullet and bump these in. I might even have to do it with the copper mullet, because it might take a bit and the rubber mullet might not place it hard enough right there. And then you've got your little thing under there so you can bolt your rubber on, and that just runs to there now. So I think I've lined that up all right. It actually kicks out there because of that bend, which is perfect. I am very happy with that little bit. Yeah, I have to do a little bit of fixing up right here because I cut too far. I thought I'd go right into that guy, but didn't have to. and then I'll put it back on the car and I'll show you. I should have got a measurement. Oh, I'll measure the other side and then I'll measure this side. But yeah. Look, that's my phone holder. Just slip it right in the little vise. And then I'm gonna chuck this up. Right. And there you go. Put all that on properly. I might actually get a screw or two and just place them in there. Well, like they're fine. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the side. And you can see back here, you have got an absolute crap ton of room now. So I think that there is a big plus if you're going to do any kind of upgrade. Like the amount, that looks like I've got a body lift under there now. And all I did was just bend that guard up and just leave, only cut to the edge. You can see right there, I've cut a little bit far. And right here was the first cut I did, because I thought it would go right to here and then bend this whole piece from there in. But that little lip there actually looks pretty stylish. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it'll be covered by rubber guard and I'll fix it up a little bit. You'll never know. But yeah, I'll go have a look at the other side. That's what it looks like originally. Look at that. My fist fits just in there. Whereas this side, the wheels are straight. Whereas this side, I could fit 2 of my fists in there. Like, look at that. That's a fair old bit of room. Later, and I want to make this thing flex a fair bit. I want to make it be able to come right up into the guards and everything. And this isn't fully bolted on yet. But yeah, that is a shit ton. That's 2 fists right there. Like there to there. And then this side over here, from the front, is about 1.5 fists. So it's, yeah, you can see there's a fair bit of, like whatever that is, that's how much you gain. You just gain 2 inches, probably. All right, I got a measuring tape. So I'm gonna do it on this side over here with the guard non-chopped. So from the width of the length of these tyres, well actually I'll go this way, they're 800 mil to there. Alright, and then you go, say from there, just to this side of the guard, let's just go flat with the tyre, you got 700. So this here, and that's only going up to about there. So the depth of this guard is, right now, it is 370 from the bottom, from right here to here is 370. So let's go 370 down on the tyre. Right there's 370. So it only takes half the tyre into the wheel well, like into that wheel arch. Whereas this side over here, you get room upways, so you can put your coil tower, like your taller coil towers or whatever you call them in. Like that. So from the middle, from here, so from the bottom of there to the top is now 420. Well, you could say 430, but 420, we'll go 420. That is what? That is 50 mil gain. So yeah, I think, and you think, what's 50 mil on these tyres are 800 mil, like round. So 50 mil on 700, because that's what they are wide. Wait, let me have a look. These are now 820. So now, from there through to here is 870 from the, from the very top is 640 to the very top of, oh well, you could go 600 to the very top of the wheel arch, and then to there where it's going to touch on the front is 770. Okay, so I actually had to arc through because I sat there for about 5 minutes trying to work out that. 37 inches is nearly a meter. It's like 93 centimeters or something. So if you go, so say 93 centimeters is there. So that's there to there. And that's sitting next to, so 93, you are only adding, and you got to halve that because it's in the middle of the tire, obviously. So it'll be like that. So you are only gaining about, what's that? 50 mil on each side of your tire, so that's perfect. So this here, this tire fits into your guard non-cut perfectly, and it's 31 inch if it's fully flexed. But when you go 37 inch, you have to do your 50 mil cut, so just literally that line there, you just have to cut it and bend it up and then paint it, and then just drill your holes back in here. And I'm gonna put a rubber, and you can see now it lines up all to the here. All this bit up underneath here, all lines up to this guard now. Like it's all flush with it. Up here could go up a little bit, but honestly, I'll probably belt that up a tiny bit, but not much, because it doesn't need to go up too much. What is it, half a finger? Yeah, it's half a finger short, but that's okay. And the tire's around here anyway, so that's perfect. But yeah, so now I can fit 37 inch tires on a 1.5 inch lift, which that's a pretty big gain to me, especially because I'm not having to lift my whole car up to get away, get enough clearance underneath my guards. It's only a 1.5 inch lift, and I want to do a bigger lift later, but I'll put bigger tires on it, 35s for now, and I'll easily be able to flex them up. I know a lot of people. I've got a mate, he's got a brand new Cruiser and he's got 35 inch tires on it with I think it's a 3.5 inch lift or a 4 inch. And every time he turns real sharp, it rubs on here, and there's a lot of people with that problem. So if you do this cut, you'll be right. Obviously do it a lot cleaner than me. Learn from my mistakes. That's why I'm posting this video, because I'm like, oh, the amount of people that could be doing this, but they're not, because it's a scary move. And I thought these guards, I got them pretty cheap off of a mate for 200 bucks. I'm like, you know what? If I have to go get more, I'll go get another one. But if I can make that work, I'll do it. So yeah, I've done it now, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna tack this little cut that I cut a bit far up on, but yeah, and then I'll do the other side.